Edward Scissorhands performance piece review. Whoa, there we go.
Was there a hidden meaning behind the Edward Scissorhands?
Honestly, the names.
Random
pick. This one I was like, it'll be hard on your grip.
Griffey, yeah.
Edward Scissorhands, nice. That's how
it was kind of hard on
you. You like the theme from this one? Pokemon,
right, here we got left to right. We've got Chloe, Ross in the middle,
and Siobhan. Yes, Siobhan.
Siobhan's title.
One of the first performance piece she did back in.
Siobhan's title is Siobhan burpees. Oh, that's the name of the video.
Siobhan, bleep.
Oh yeah, censored.
There you go, so already you can see like the difference, right, between people going touch and go or people going singles. Now, I think it depends completely on how comfortable you are with the barbell. We discussed it before we started, and I think everyone's going to be the same, really. If you're strong on the barbell, no, I mean, like in terms of me, everyone's feeling like the same way. If you're strong on the barbell, it kind of makes sense to maybe try and take bigger chunks out of it, because when you get to that 12 and 15 mark, it takes so much of the time, right? That's where all of your time is spent. If maybe you're not as good on the barbell, but you're efficient with those burpees and you want to keep the speed there, it makes sense to sort of save your energy and go singles from the start, right? As you go. So Siobhan's gone for a touch and go 3 and now a touch and go 6. For her, like this workout is going to be majorly limited by the burpees and the fact she's only just started doing toes bar again after a couple of weeks. So it's not like it's going to be good movements. They're all like sort of just easing back into performance piece and pushing that intensity. So I'm really happy and really proud of her for getting after this one and doing well as well.
I think a quick note for me just at the start is setup. So this is interesting because you always get to see different people's setup, right? I'm assuming Chloe's going off these plates here, right?
Yes.
So when it's a workout like this, I know it's 7 minutes, so it doesn't seem like it's super quick, but the time actually just disappears.
It does.
And I think setup is such a huge factor.
I put Ross in here because I thought he was going on this bar.
And
then he just runs off on the right, and I'm like, where are you going? But I've already lined all these up on.
So like, if I were Ross,
yeah,
I'd probably have my barbell, well my barbell's probably similar to that, and I'd probably just go plates under that bigger one. And you watch Siobhan as well, I know that like you can do it in the open, you can use a plate. Even her, I'd just put a plate under there.
I 100% agree. You'll see it in round 3 when Lois does it. She has her bar in what, in my opinion, is a bit of a silly place.
Because when people like when the bar's that tiny bit high, I know at actual competitions you're obviously not going to be able to dictate bar height. But if we're practicing for the Open, which is what we're doing into February, you want to literally be able to not have to go like this and then jump on.
I think that's
you want to just jump straight on.
I think that's definitely something when we come around to open workouts are released or qualifiers are released and we talk through tactics and stuff for them. That's definitely something we'll discuss the most efficient way to set ourselves up. Because you are right, like you said, right? It's only 7 minutes, but if you think about especially those first, the 3, the 6, and the 9, that's a whole lot of transitions. If you lose 2 or 3 seconds every single transition, that's going to quickly add up to 30 odd seconds, which is going to be the difference between maybe getting on back to the bar.
Also, when you're in the Open and you're looking at a competitive field of 10,000 people, literally every second, I'm talking about in the country. Every rep, even if you're like, oh, how much time is that going to save me? Like, it
will save you some time, so it's worth doing.
So then let's talk about these guys a little bit. The thing that I'm noticing, right, is obviously that different tactics, but also the different way in terms of you can touch and go your barbell. So something Chloe's doing, one that's good is like she's almost like, apart from that one there, use my words, lowering the barbell down a little bit to try and minimise that bounce on the bar. You obviously don't want it popping all over the place. Okay. But one thing that I'm not as happy with what she's doing right now, if I was going to talk about what she's doing, it's going to be that almost their hands on the barbell, sat down, 4 seconds with her hands down in that bottom position before she does a rep. It's just makes sense in terms of if you're going to recover and you're going to take a little bit longer before you do a rep, stand up tall, breathe in a comfy, relaxed position, then hands on and go straight into that rep. Especially at a weight like this, it's not one of those, talk about the difference between CrossFit weightlifting and weightlifting. Like, you're not going to put maximal effort into these weights because they're not going to be that heavy for you. So this is about efficiency. So it should be hands-on, pull and go. It should be quick. It shouldn't be having to set up, taking a big breath.
For sure. I think it's a habit that you see like people do, especially those who are a bit more weightlifting inclined. Is that kind of like set up and get tight. And you need to basically be able to develop a technique where you just hinge straight over. Just pull straight.
It's different, right? You need that. What Chloe's doing is not bad, but it's situationally dependent.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah. Thing is, I was talking to Harry about this. See Siobhan now, right? Like, she's touch and go in reps, so she was just doing twos. But if you're touching going and it's forcing you to hesitate, in my books, you might as well be doing singles, because she's like doing 2 and then like hands on the bar, slow. And don't get me wrong, your point about going touch and go to start with is definitely valid. But I think later on, when the fatigue accumulates and you are just suffering, you need to just you just need to move, keep moving.
We were talking about this the other day as well, about when you think about touch and going, the bigger the set you're touch and going, the more rewarding. Because the first rep of a touch and go set isn't actually faster at all. So like, say you touch and go, I think we were talking about Helen, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we'll see her as we go. Say she touch and go 15 reps across the whole workout. In reality, like 6 of those or something like that
just singles
don't even count as
from the start
reps. So but I think she did it quite well, but like if you're touch and going less than that, it's probably better off just going singles from a efficiency standpoint.
Totally. That makes a lot of sense.
But you're right about, especially with the setup is basically with Chloe, if you're gonna breathe tall, right? Breathe tall and then get going.
Yeah, I think like on this workout, in hindsight, again, it's one that personally I feel if you were to do it again, you could get a better score. Maybe you know whether you want to change up how you go touch and go, whether you go singles, your setup. But also, it's one of those things that, like, I don't know if we'll see Ross getting back to the bar on this, right? It's one of those movements that as soon as you finish that last burpee, your hand should be straight on that bar to do that first rep. Even if you're feeling a little gassed, maybe you're not going to touch and go it because of that. Get 1 rep in the bank, then have a little bit of a rest. The same with the toast bar, right? You should turn around and drop straight into that first burpee. Doesn't matter how fatigued you are, just start going into it. Like Siobhan, obviously not a big fan of burpees, right? And then like there, she's in a resting position when she's about to go into burpees, and I totally understand, but like that's you can still rest and try and recover as you go through burpees. You do the burpee slower, right?
Yeah.
So in that resting posture, it's almost just like wasting a little bit of time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We did this. 30 seconds to go. You're hurting. You're hurting a lot. I understand. But look at Ross's speed here. Ready? Not just the reps, but look, hands pull. Just hands pull.
These are good. Yeah, these are good. He's probably not even hook gripping. He's just
but like this,
he's just getting them done. I mean, this is the reason this workout hurt so bad. Like, this is probably the worst I felt after workout in a long time. Is because it's just low skill. So like, there is no reason to stop going. Like you say, there shouldn't ever really be a resting position in this workout, other than maybe the toaster bar if you can't keep the capacity on it.
Yeah, totally.
These guys are done.
Yeah, just finished Ross's pause because the
taking
video was short. Siobhan's crawling around, I think.
Nice. I'd love to be able to hear the noises she's making. That's her favourite part.
Right, heat 2. I've stitched 2 videos together.
Nice.
Just like a fisheye. G like appears in 2.
Comes in and comes out.
Yeah, she's like in and out. It looks weird because her barbell's not there, but when she does toast bar, you can kind of see it. Anyway. It's the 4 of us going at the same time. What you'll see, I think, is I always try to do my toaster bar facing the bar, so I could do that every time. No hesitation. But then it almost bit me on the arse on the last bit, but we can talk about that in a bit. How's it? You touch and go all 6 here, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I would pause and rewind and make you watch those first 3 reps, Andy, because all 3 of hazards and no goes.
What do you mean no goes?
I probably would have got 1 no rep, 2 warnings.
What happened?
Just like pops under, doesn't straight.
I was
wondering how everyone was so much faster than G, to be honest.
I was just trying to go so quickly.
Yeah. So
yeah, I discussed with all of you guys, especially you and Helen. I know Helen did it pretty much the whole way. Is trying to take a touch and go set out of the chunk of clean and jerks from the off, basically. So to 3, to 6, and 9, and 12, just doing a unbroken set to start, whatever that is. I feel like it gets you into a good sort of mindset of like, right, from those burpees to the bar, take a chunk out of the way of it, and then you've already like done quite a big part, right? So it doesn't feel like you have this massive amount of reps to go. Burpee speed and everyone's looking good at the moment. See how that goes if you get through. Yeah, he's looking at someone.
Yeah, we see how we go. I think
I
think we all went out with pretty good. I think Helen's too long here, to be honest. Like that wasn't a lot, but she's so damn strong. I know she was feeling rough or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying, like, I'm just analysing it from us before.
She moves that barbell so well, right? If
she moves it faster than most of us.
When I was going through this workout, like already on the freaking 6 reps, I was like hurting on those clean jerks. Right? So for her, this weight really isn't very much, so she should be able to comfortably just always grip and rip that bar.
Yeah.
Same for you, has really, like, it shouldn't ever become an issue. So it's a case of just get straight to it.
I think something that we'll see it, but I think something she might be guilty of is that thing we were talking about the other week, the habit of like moving yourself away from the implement, the thing you're about to exercise on, and it's almost like gives you that excuse of not going instead of just staying on it. So you don't feel like you're resting that long, but it's because you're not near the piece of equipment.
Yeah. I mean, you're about 6 reps ahead here, Az. 6 toaster bar ahead.
So,
at this point.
Yeah.
What are we on, the round of 9? Yeah.
Yeah, things about to start going downhill for me.
Well, just in general.
See, like this transition here that Helen's just done from bar back to, like that's really slow.
Yeah.
Considering that she finishes the same as me,
yeah,
she's way behind right now. Like obviously, I start suffering really bad, but if she's finishing on the barbell, she's gonna be able to finish really strong.
Yeah, not got a lot to say about how I'm feeling right now. I was just hurting. Like the barbell was not fun for me. Like it's fine weight, I just don't know. All these reps, they suck. Rather do burpees and toaster bar forever. I basically was going off you, Haz, to be honest, because I, thought if I could stay with you for the 12 burpees, that'd be where I try and go.
So what Helen did, Helen took like 3 at the start of each set, didn't she?
Yeah.
So what we were saying before as well is I thought that was actually quite a good idea if you got it in the tank, because it's then going to accumulate quite a lot of touch and go reps throughout the workout. Like I'm assuming she's going to do 3 at the start of her 15 round as well. But then equally, like you said as well, if you have to hesitate before you take your first rep,
might as well have done
probably just nullifies.
So yeah, I was just looking there, like in terms of like consistency when doing those touch and goes. What you want to try and do, you talk about is like once that finding a metronome, make it really, really repeatable. So your rest time between those reps is always the same. And as you're doing a good job at this set, it's pretty much from when you finish your rep, it's like 4 seconds from when you start the next rep every single time. So I mean, obviously the only way really to speed it up is to make it the time between reps a little bit quicker. But you're not flagging at that set there. Like it's very consistent, which is what you need. This is where you start to pick up the pace a little bit, Mike. So you caught him on some of those clean jerks there, and now you on the toaster bar into the burpees.
I think
this is the end of it for me.
Yeah, there you go. You see that little like the old wobbly head, Harry.
Yeah, I'm hanging.
Yeah, you can tell just in terms of like it's definitely noticeable with someone there, like how you're now. If you look at Mike, he's got that like almost like a little bit of a pop off the floor, maybe not on some of those. Whereas for you, it's almost a little bit like of a down.
Also with Haz, I always think he standing a bit high in his burpees. I know it's because you're breathing, man. You're hurting, but I'm like, because to stay low, it's like you got to just get down. You're already halfway down. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it depends on the speed of the burpees and the set size as well. Like if you're going for big sets, I would say you do want to stand up between those reps. You want to be able to breathe and move comfortably through it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're going, shorter sets, quicker reps, which these should be, you do want to stay a little bit lower.
Helen's burpee speed is good. She actually
she does
up a lot.
Her burpee speed in general, like. She's not got a huge.
But then wait, I'm sure there's something that I was like.
She's not got a really positive association with burpees, but her burpees themselves are actually pretty fast.
Yeah.
Her movement speed's always quite fast.
Yeah, so G, one thing up there, again, if we're talking about burpees there, I think G, again, down to the floor and her like off bouncing is quite good, but her actual popping up of the hip is fairly slow. She's not using much of like an actual like fast extension. It's coming up quite like, a little bit laboured, and that's what's taking the time on her burpees. Instead, I know it takes a little bit more energy, but they should be a fast hip pop, even if you're stepping up or rotating to one side. It should be like a quick movement, right? When you're resting on that burpee, it's take your time jumping over it. The down and up should be the quick part of the movement.
Yeah. Quick appearance from Adzi there, if anyone will call it.
It's actually, so Helen taking a big break before that touch and go set, and like we say, might not be worth it time. Look how quick she is right now. It's crazy.
That's what I mean, man.
And the thing is as well though, when she did that touch and go set, it's like, is she gonna go for more? Because that looks so
like it.
Yeah.
I'm nearly missing reps here. I'm not even joking.
I think in that sense, Helen probably should have almost attacked it a little bit more this workout. I think she definitely could have done better than she did. Yeah. If she was to redo it, I tell her to definitely hold on for unbroken the barbell for even longer, knowing that the burpees slightly anyway.
I think it's 2 movements for her that could be really good. I think you just got to take into account that, like she said, she was just feeling real bad.
Yeah.
At this point, no one knows what anyone's on.
Yeah.
Reps wise, everyone's just
I think if she was going to do this again, I'd tell her maybe to start a little bit faster. She start a little bit slower. hoping to try and sort of like catch people as it went through, but I think it's one of those workouts that, like we said, when you get to that 12 or 15 barbell, it just takes so much of the time, like almost doesn't matter how you got there, it's going to feel the same anyway, so you might as well try and get a little bit quicker. Okay, last two.
Charlie's video is a little distorted, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a bit
Charlie
weird. I think it feels like you might
Lois.
film it on a GoPro, some wide angle or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, Charlie, let me know. Or maybe it's just a pixel.
He goes out hot. Well,
Yeah, he's good
he
at
says he
both of
goes
them.
out.
Look at this though. What's going on? Why is it bar? Lois, your
why-
bar needs to be facing the total bar.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I know it's a little simple, but literally look at that. She got to toast bar way before Harry. Harry just straight down to that first burpee
Yeah.
and made up a little bit of time. Kate's probably not going to stay that way as we go through, but it makes a difference, right? It definitely does.
He didn't jump over his last
Harry's-
race, did he?
Did you not?
I don't think so.
Oh, did he not? I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, he should have ended up on the other side. Nice, there we go. Yeah, I mean, his setup though is pretty much exactly what you would want if you're thinking for fastest time, like yours was, Mike, as well, and yours was Harry.
So my initial comment, Charlie, if you're watching this, just a bit of advice for you is
that was
is,
a strict press.
I know.
yeah is all
shoulders.
about like the intensity of your contractions. If you watch his first 3 burpees, he's like jumping over the bar and his feet are landing like miles away, and it's quick, but the amount of energy that's going into it, it's not staying very relaxed. So like, because your contractions are so high intensity, you're just going to burn out real quick. And it's the same with your barbell cycling, is you're moving the bar well, you're cycling it well, but you're actually probably using too much force.
Yeah, no, but I think Harry's exactly one of those athletes we talked about before, right? Where you have people who don't know how to control the strength of their contractions. So for him, doing a clean jerk or clean at 70 kilos is the same as doing a clean at 100. He puts in the same effort to every rep, and every single burpee, little like hop up and jump, is a lot more effort than say someone like Lois, who is used to being a lot more efficient on these movements and has to put in very little effort to do that movement. So for him, it's actually like he's contracting his muscles so much harder, so he's going to fatigue way quicker.
I mean, I know his pain, right? Because I guess it's what you get. Like, he's obviously a rugby player, and then everything he's done in the gym prior to CrossFit, it's just been explosive sets, strength work, like plyometrics, not necessarily moving weights for time. So it's a habit, and it's just something you've got to adapt to.
I mean, I really don't know why he's push pressing these reps. Like,
I know,
kind of
man.
stressing me
Every
out.
time it does it,
how fatigued it's going to leave you in your shoulders. Just from an efficiency
Moving well,
standpoint.
isn't it?
No, they're moving really well. That's not a problem, mate. It's obviously, that's what I mean. There you go. Like, just look how much quicker and more efficient and easier that rep looks, right? Doing a little bit of a push jerk on that last one. That's where it wants to stay, really. Just pop straight underneath. There you go.
So Lois is our best score.
Lois is 1-1-3.
And she's been moving really, up to this point she's been hot. She's been out hot. Like, I think she does a 6 unbroken. She did the 9 like with a touch and go set and then a few singles or something like that. Her burpee speed throughout is good. She does snake a bit, but she's fast.
I think it's a little bit. I think we're talking
Like,
when you're going for top scores in an online qualifier or in like the World and the Open or something. Okay, it's all about efficiency.
Yeah.
And if you just watch her burpees here, one, she always goes the same leg, but then if you watch that last one, like it was actually a step up, then 1 step, 2 step, then jump into the bar. It's just more time with every single rep. Whereas really, what you want to do if I'm talking about people doing burpees, it's if you're stepping up, absolutely fine. Alternate the leg that you step up with and hop to the side, okay? So you're gonna try and land at like a 45-degree angle to the bar, so you can jump straight over and then straight back down instead of having to take that little intermediate step in, or step up facing the bar directly, jump over and have to turn and then take a step back again and then turn. Like if you turn as you're hopping up and then as you're jumping over, it's just gonna be way less effort and again more efficient. So that's the one thing I'd say for Lois, maybe she can work on is, I think burpee is one of those things, right? People think of burpee as same as a upright, same as a row, same as a ski. It's like, oh, it's just cyclical, boring, just go and do it. But there's a lot more technique in a burpee than people realise. And if you spend time actually trying to perfect that, a workout like this would be way easier for you in terms of your efficiency. It would feel way better. So really make sure you have enough.
Especially with the volume of them. Like,
yeah, exactly.
When you put it on a cyclical piece, it's literally like there's obviously technique on a bike. There's basically no technique. And it's just about holding an RPM, whereas it's you're taking steps, aren't you?
Yeah.
There's lots of little contractions that go into play each movement. And
So I'll watch the next set again and see. Yeah.
when the volume starts adding up, the efficiency starts to really count, doesn't it?
100%. Yeah. Especially on a workout like this, like even if you get to the 15s, which is where she was at, you get back to the burpees on there, and that's done quite a lot of burpees in total, right? So I think you're gonna step it with a little left there, and then also 2 steps in, right? Just like a half one, couple steps in, then a jump,
She's fast down though, right?
Oh no, yeah, she's really good fast down. But again, we're just
saying.
thinking how much quicker again you can make it.
I think the thing with Lois is that she goes out at a pace and it's relentless.
Yeah.
The pace literally doesn't stop. Whereas like a lot of people, they'll go out fast and be like, oh shit, like they're moving pretty quick, and then it will start to tail off.
Yeah, I mean like Charlie, like he's tailed off on his like clean and jerk.
Whereas we remember Popeye, right? That was another good workout from Lois. It was just like didn't go out at a crazy pace.
No.
But
yeah, because even though her burpees aren't slow but they aren't as fast as they were, I bet she doesn't pause long before she picks the bar up. So it's like your max. Oh,
whoa.
Oh,
unnecessary.
Yeah, so no, totally. And if you look at it, if you look at someone,
he doesn't pause.
If you look at someone like Harry, right? For him, he's actually like we talked about. For him, it's less of like a learning how to move, and it's more a case of like just physiologically where he currently is in like the body. He's like all of these movements taking a lot out of him. So for him, he could really benefit from doing just more slow monostructural pieces, right? Just get used to
the
cycling.
mix,
Totally. Cycling a lot of reps.
I mean, the guy can pull like 280 off the floor.
Exactly.
Like,
so
these.
Is Charlie currently on the gymnastics track or
no?
He does. He's on the strength track.
Why is he on the strength? Harry, why are you on the strength track?
He's been on the strength track the entire time, and he should not be on the
strength track. If I was going to say one thing to do, straight on the engine track, just doing regular cyclical work will make him so much better.
This guy loves lifting,
though, man. Oh yeah, don't we all? That's the funnest part of it, right?
This guy loves lifting, man.
I mean, if that's what he wants to do, stick with the lifting.
Yeah.
Pull 300. I'd love to see that.
Some more lifting?
I'd love to see that. No.
Okay.
I'd love to see that.
Okay.
So here we are, we're approaching the last 30 seconds.
Last 30 seconds. So
I think Charlie can take notes on all that Adzi said on the burpee speed as well and the techniques, because it's not very efficient and it's not the same every time.
I think at this point as well, right? You're right at the end. You're hurting. Last thing you're thinking about is doing it, but like again,
it's almost like your default.
How Lois has loaded those plates now. One, the clips of course need to go off a little bit, and because of the two bumpers on there, they're quite bouncy. Like, so again, if you're just thinking, in a workout, like in an online qualifier, just slap some big 15s on there that aren't going to bounce as much.
The thing is though, she's double clipped, so she's aware of it. But then it's like, if you've double clipped, you shouldn't even be thinking about rejigging.
Yeah, just let it bump up to the side. Yeah. But no, really good performance from her.
One place in the open, that is. No, that is
could be.
But then obviously in reflection, she's still beating everyone by quite.
Oh yeah. I think it's one of those. I think it's one of the cases, right?
That's quite a big margin.
6 seconds.
I think it's one of the cases that you can't.
If you look at all the, if you look at all the
I'm coming for you.
If you look at all the placing, that is quite a big margin.
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
Yeah, so I think one thing to note there is like, Lois won if you do really well, but again, just like you review your video, you can automatically just like pick up a few places that you can make time right and get a better score. So that's what I want you guys to do. It's not just us reviewing your videos, but watch your video yourself as well and make notes of some of those things, like how do your burpees change from the first round to your last round? You know, is there a big difference? Not necessarily in speed, but in terms of efficiency of how you're moving. Have you got the best setup possible? Okay, do your clips start to shuffle? Do your plates start to shuffle? Stuff like that that can basically make up places, but aren't really going to be an element of you getting fatigued, right? It's just a case of be consistent with your burpees, be consistent with your placement, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're doing these.
Yeah,
absolutely. What we got next week? Onyx.
Horrible. I think my target time was incorrect.
Well, I spoke to
under.
I don't know. I think
today.
Be an alright score.
I spoke to. He did well in the Diane style workout in the open.
Deadlift is what you want, isn't it? It's good at that.
It's a deadlift workout.
He reckons a sub 7. So.
We'll have to see.
If anyone could.
Anyone could, Rick. Right. See you later, guys.
Time to watch the CrossFit game.
Yes.